Welcome. Thank you guys so much for tuning in this Thursday afternoon for your favorite show, The Breaks, with yours truly, me, Mykell Mathieu himself. I thank you guys so much because y'all already know what this is. These are The Breaks. These are the breaks. You know what it is. We are here on a very special day. It is draft day, baby, for the NBA, man. Very exciting day. A lot of young guys are going to get their lives changed today when they hear their names called. Whether the first, second round, it is life-changing to make it to the league, baby. So I'm so excited for today because we already know the first overall pick. It is going to be our guy Victor, who, is the modern day Ralph Sampson, I shall say. Can you imagine if Ralph Sampson was playing in this era? He would be like Victor. So I'm excited to see this guy with the Spurs who are so lucky. David Robinson, Tim Duncan, now Victor. This is crazy. But so much pressure is on this man, and it's very, very scary because of social media, the internet where it's at now. I know LeBron coming in. He was that guy since a very young age. They called him the chosen one since he was 16. But the coverage that Victor is getting, people already saying the best prospect since or the best prospect ever over LeBron James. It's so much pressure on him. I'm excited to see his career, to see exactly what's going to happen. But it's going to be nuts for him, man. So good luck to Victor on tonight when he gets his name called. Then you have to give a shout out to, the other top three that we've been hearing all draft season. Brandon Miller, who kind of stirred up the media a little bit when he said that his GOAT is Paul George. And people has to be able to have an opinion. And they kind of take it away, especially you LeBron fans out there. Anybody says anything against LeBron, it's shame. But it's not true. The guy made his opinion. He didn't say the GOAT. He said his GOAT isn't Michael Jordan. His GOAT isn't LeBron James. It's Paul George. And I clearly understand as a player growing up, this is who you mold your game around. And Brandon Miller gives you a lot of Paul George. And you're hearing he's going to go second or third. I saw a report not too long ago that says that the Charlotte may actually be leaning towards Scoot. But until they draft him, I think that Brandon Miller is the best fit. So let's see what's going to happen to this guy who is PG-like. And then, of course, I have to show love to Scoot Henderson, who shows me so much of Russ. He looks like Russell Westbrook so much with his ability, 6'2", 6'3", long arms of like a player that's 6'10". The guy is a baller. These three names are going to blaze a trail in the NBA. I can't wait for their career. But let's see where it all starts. Shout out to the Thompson twins. Really, really dope to see these twin brothers going to have a chance to be drafted in the top of the lottery. Very exciting day. What are you looking for your team to do? You Laker fans, Clipper fans, Celtic fans, or whomever. What are you looking for your team to do? Make sure you guys let us know down below in the comments because it is draft day, baby. But I have to start off, this by saying the NBA gives you the best offseason of all the sports. I know the NFL is a thing that everybody talks about all year long and everybody loves, from January to December and back around again. But this is the NBA that gives you the most exciting offseason of all sports, better than the NFL, MLB, NHL, because you have the draft, which is great, where you can get a name and a guy like Victor. But then you have some amazing trades that happen or don't happen. So I have to talk about the Celtics. It looked like they had a trade set where Porzingis was coming to them, Malcolm Brogdon to the Clippers. Like, wow, the Clippers got a point guard that may help, but it's not going to happen.
Bye-bye.
because of Malcolm Brogdon's health right now. So the Celtics, we thought they were done. We were like, wow, what's next for them? They said no. They made a big-time trade. The Celtics traded Marcus Smart to the Grizzlies, which shocked everyone. Their heart and soul is now gone. But the Celtics will receive Porzingis, the first, I guess you could say, Victor-like player that, they call the unicorn, and 2 first-round picks, which is crazy. How do you get a Porzingis who just averaged 23 points a game and 2 first-round picks, one from this year and next year from the Grizzlies? The Celtics continue to do great things. The Wizards receive Tyus Jones, the 35th overall pick from Boston, along with Daniel Gallinari and Mike Muscala. But I love the moves all around, To replace Dillon Brooks, you go and get a vet, a guy who's been close to winning, like Marcus Smart, who played in the NBA Finals, a guy that's I believe is going to be great for Ja Morant, that's, going to come to John like, hey, we here to take care of business. It's all about trying to get these dubs and get a championship. So I love this pick up for the Grizzlies. Great trade for them. I even like it for the Celtics. I know you lose Marcus Smart, a guy who would speak up in that locker room, some toughness, a guy who put his body on the line to win. But you're adding a guy. It's just throwing out something different. You still need some playmaking at the point guard position, but I'm pretty sure they're going to try to figure that out there, Brad Stevens. But you get a guy in Porzingis who gives you some height to add with Williams down low. He gives you a different look to where you're like, hey, we're going to dominate from shooting guard to center. Now we just have to figure out a point guard. I figure that it's a win-win situation. Of course, the Wizards are like, we're blowing this up. They made the trade earlier of Bradley Beal receiving a bag of nickels back. But I like the trade for the Grizzlies and Celtics. What do you guys think? I think that both sides should be happy. Great trade for the Celtics and Grizzlies. Let's keep it going with this free agency and offseason with the NBA. Chris Middleton, he opted out a deal where, his $40 million player option, he opted out. Some people say, oh my God, he is going to leave. I don't believe he's going to leave. I believe that the Bucks are like, hey, we want to try to win a championship. We felt that feeling a couple years ago. For us to do it, we have to, make some types of moves. I think that this is a money-saving deal for the Bucks so that they can add some more pieces, because clearly they need it if they want to get back to the mountaintop. And I have to talk about it. I wasn't able to do it last week, but Bradley Beal is now with the Phoenix Suns, the trio, Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal. I love it. I love to see ballers together. And before everybody want to say Kevin Durant always assembles super teams, Bradley Beal has never played into a conference finals. Bradley Beal has never played into an NBA finals. Yes, he's a very good NBA name, but it's because it's the modern NBA, because of social media and things like that. We know all of these guys, but I don't see Bradley Beal as any better than any of what LeBron was able to assemble. So let's cut it off with the super team, because look at the roster around them. They're going to have to figure out some things. They're going to have to see if they're going to trade DeAndre Ayton, even though Frank Vogel is there with a plan for Ayton. But you have to get more depth. You have to have more pieces, because we saw last year that the pieces that they had wasn't enough to beat the champion Denver Nuggets. So let's see what the Suns are going to do. And that's what makes it so exciting this offseason, this NBA draft, because there's going to be trades. There's going to be so much craziness going on that I am ready. I know that you're ready to tune in, because it's going to be nuts. We have to talk to Lakers. Will they finally get Miles Turner and Buddy Hield? We don't know. But that's the greatness of the NBA free agency and offseason and NBA draft. So I'm excited. I know you're excited. I cannot wait for tonight. But we have more after this break. Make sure you guys get you some snacks, some water. Tell your family to come tune in, because it is The Breaks with yours truly, Mykell, baby. See you in a minute.
United One Protection Services. With over 30 years of experience, United One Protection Services has more expertise and knowledge than the other security companies combined. Residential, commercial, municipal, or institutional, United One Protection Services does more than just security. We protect your livelihood. United One Protection Services.
Profanity Nation. A podcast for the fans, by the fans. Dive deep into the topics the other shows miss. Raw and uncensored.
And he's going to play team ball. His legacy is at stake.
Rare, hard-hitting interviews with players, coaches, and you, the super fans.
I'm not hating. I'm like, okay, cool. Good.
3 championships in 5 years. He's more than good, bro.
Profanity Nation. Listen live or subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. Powered by Jesse Brown of Keller Williams.
So, welcome back. I hope you guys are excited to see more of this beautiful face in front of you and the great show, The Breaks, the show that brings you all the latest and greatest in breaking news in the sports world and the culture. So it is draft day, so I got to talk more of the draft, but I'm going to tell you guys my top 3 drafts of all times. This draft has a chance to be a really good one because there's a lot of great players at the top, especially if Victor becomes one of the greatest of all time. Scoop becomes great and Brandon Miller. This draft might have a chance to be near the top, but let me give you my top 3, and I'm going to start with number 1. It has to be 1985's 7 All-Stars. Keem Olajuwon was the first overall pick. We know that the GOAT himself, Michael Jordan, went 3rd. Charles Barkley was the 5th pick. You had Alvin Robertson in this draft. John Stockton was a 16th pick. Names like Sam Perkins, Kevin Willis, and Otis Thorpe. Such a great draft. The Dream, 2-time champion, one of the greatest bigs of all times. Michael Jordan became the face of the league and probably still the biggest name in NBA history so far. So that draft has to be one of the great because I know that Magic and Bird saved the league, but I believe that draft with MJ was able to push the league forward because in the 90s, it was MJ winning. It was Dream. Charles Barkley has become one of the biggest faces, in the TV land with what he's doing with NBA on TNT. So shout out to the 1985 draft. I believe that is the greatest draft ever. But coming to a very, very close second, and I know a lot of people are going to be like, what? Not the 03 draft? No, it's not. It is the 1996 draft. That draft was so amazing. You had AI was the first overall pick. He is one of the most influential players ever in the NBA when it comes to what he did on the court and what he was able to do off the court. Marcus Camby was the 2nd pick. We all know what he was coming out of UMass. Sharif Abdur-Rahim. Stephon Marbury, one of my favorite players of all times, was the 4th pick. Ray Allen at number 5. These are big-time names. Antoine Walker with the Celtics. You had Kerry Kittle, Samaki Walker, Steve Nash was the 15th pick, and one of the greatest players, I believe that's top 3 all time, Kobe Bean Bryant was the 13th pick. I know everybody talks about Jokic and all these other guys as far as steals, but Kobe Bryant going number 13 is nuts. And I know during that time it was a much different time and they didn't draft high school guards, but for that guy to go number 13 is crazy. And they had 10 All-Stars. Sharif, Ray Allen, Kobe, the Big Z, Algowski is there for Cleveland was in the draft. AI, Marbury Nash, Jermaine O'Neal, a high schooler in that draft. Peja Stojakovic, Antoine Walker. An amazing, amazing draft that I think today some people even sleep on, but it's so many great, great names. But you guys know who, number 3 was of all time, the greatest NBA draft. Has to be 2003. If it wasn't for Darko Milicic, it will probably be above 96. But you had 9 All-Stars in that draft. Of course, the names like LeBron James, boom, one of the greatest of all times, D. Wade, Carmelo Anthony, the other All-Stars, Chris Bosh, Josh Howard, Chris Kaman, Kyle Korver, David West, and Mo Williams. The only thing about this draft is So many of these guys played on the same damn team. And, I like 96 because those guys were so competitive, didn't want to play with each other, attacked each other. And I know you had Kobe and Nash joint teams, but it was later in their careers. But so many of these guys played together that it's crazy when you look at the draft and like, damn, Carmelo, Bosh, D-Wade, all played with LeBron, even Mo Williams, if you look at it. So it's crazy that happened. But those are the top 3 drafts, and you have some other sleeper drafts. But let me know what you guys think. Is there a draft that maybe I'm missing in my top 3? Should 03 be number 1? Should 96 be number 1? Let me know down below in the comments. But I believe that those drafts are the top drafts of all times. So let's see if tonight's draft can keep up with that. So before I take you away from hoops, I have to talk about some WNBA, and I'm just going to show love to the ladies who are doing their thing. Shout out to the big 3. It looks like these 3 teams will be the teams fighting at the end, and that is the New York Liberty, that is the Las Vegas Aces, who look like the best team once again, and the Connecticut Sun, who are playing some real good basketball. You thought them losing Coach Kurt Miller would be a step back, but no. I was able to check them out when they played against the Sparks, and they look like a well-oiled machine, and they're going to have to be reckoned with. And I believe it's going to come down to those 3 teams, the New York, Vegas, and Connecticut. So shout out to those ladies. And once again, if you're not checking out WNBA basketball, what are you waiting for? You are missing out on a treat. But let's take you to a little bit of Break It or Leave It. You guys let me know what you think. Should the NBA coaches go back to suits and ties? You're hearing people saying that, hey, we love, what the bubble did. The guys are just wearing their team merch and like sweat suits almost. But let's get back to the old days where the coaches wear suits and ties. And I agree. I believe it's that time. Let's get back to these guys looking very professional, very spiffy out there. I believe it was Greg Popovich who said lately, like, man, let's take it back to that. And I'm hoping that we see it. Maybe, hey, Coach Pop, you got the first overall pick. Victor's coming to town. Maybe you can start the trend. But I believe that it is time to get back to suits and ties. I love the little sweatsuits, but this isn't summer basketball. This isn't the bubble. Let's get back to looking like the professionals and pros that you guys are as coaches. So let me know, should we break it or leave it, coaches getting back to suits and ties, because I believe that is that time. But hey, I got to talk about some football, man. It's starting to pick up. We're getting closer and closer. After mini camp and mandatory mini camps, we're getting close to training camp, which I'm very excited for. But let's run through some things. The NFL, they're going to reinforce their gambling rules to the players. We see players are being suspended left and right for gambling and things like that. And maybe they're like, I didn't know I couldn't do this. The NFL is reinforcing you cannot gamble on any of these games, not even daily fantasy football. So that's going to be something to look at. The Lions, they're going to be celebrating their 90th season, so they got brand new helmets, blue helmets for a couple of their games. And I'm going to tell you this, if you haven't seen them, go and look at them, because they are terrible. I do not like the lion on the helmet. I don't like the color. I don't know. Maybe I'm old school, but I just do not like these helmets. They look bad. They are awful. Throw them in the trash, set them on fire, and dump them in the middle of the ocean, because they are that damn bad. I don't want to see them, but hey, sorry to you Detroit fans. You got to sit there and watch them. Good thing they don't play the Chiefs that day. I'll be pissed off to have to see those helmets. But they are terrible. Speaking of the Chiefs, and some other teams, some extensions that teams are working on. Let's take you here, bring you here to L.A. first off, because they're trying to figure out with Justin Herbert. They're trying to get a deal done. We know that this guy deserves money. We know that they're the Chargers. Any quarterback like this, you have to pay. And they went from Drew Brees to Phillip Rivers to now Justin Herbert. Give this man his money, so he's going to be getting that soon. With the Chiefs, Chris Jones is their guy, their D tackle, their best defender, who has been one of the best defensive tackles in the last 5 to 10 years. The guy is a baller. Right now, shall I say he is the best defensive tackle, even over Aaron Donald, damn it, I'm saying it. It is Chris Jones. He is the best defensive tackle. He needs to get his money, and the Chiefs aren't done. Brett Veach know what he's doing. He's going to make sure that his guy is paid, and getting that extension done opens up cap for the Chiefs to possibly go and sign DeAndre Hopkins. So let's see how fast and how quick they get this done. Dak Prescott, before he damages the Cowboys with a $59 million cap hit, they're looking to get a contract extension done for him. I know that he threw 15 interceptions last year, though he missed some games, but who else you're going to get? There's nobody else out there that you could throw some money to, and we know how big the quarterback position is in the game of football, and we know how big it is in the city of Dallas, where they just need some type of hope. Their fans are still clinging on to championships they won in the 90s, and if they ever want to win anytime soon, Dak Prescott has to be their quarterback. So let's see if they can get that extension done. But I have to talk about somebody that's breaking all the rules, and it looks like he's going to luck out and get no charges, but it has to go to the former Chief himself, Tyreek Hill, breaking all the rules. You can't be going around here smacking people, Tyreek. We know you're a superstar player. We know you're that guy in Miami, but you can't be smacking people, and if you don't know, the word was that he was under investigation for an altercation I believe on a boat where supposedly he had a disagreement with an employee and he smacked him in the back of the head. We can't be doing that, so stop doing it. Don't be smacking people, Tyreek, man. You're better than that. We want to see you on the field and not suspended, especially there in Miami. So no more smacking people. So that's who's breaking all the rules, Tyreek Hill. But it looks like he's going to be safe. No charges. But, hey, don't go away. I got more for you here with the breaks in a quick minute. So go get some more snacks and enjoy your break and come right back to your favorite show, The Breaks. The Breaks.
Profanity Nation. A podcast for the fans, by the fans. Dive deep into the topics the other shows miss. Raw and uncensored.
And he's going to play team ball. His legacy is at stake.
Rare, hard-hitting interviews with players, coaches, and you, the super fans.
I'm not hating. I'm like, okay, cool. Good.
3 championships in 5 years. He's more than good, bro.
Profanity Nation. Listen live or subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. Powered by Jesse Brown of Keller Williams.
United One Protection Services. With over 30 years of experience, United One Protection Services has more expertise and knowledge than the other security companies combined. Residential, commercial, municipal, or institutional, United One Protection Services does more than just security. We protect your livelihood. United One Protection Services.
Welcome back. You guys got 10 more minutes of me, so I know you love this. We have a trade. It's not a big trade. The Lakers acquired the number 40th pick from the Pacers for the number 47th pick of the draft and some cash. But I was talking about it earlier. Could this finally be the offseason? We see Buddy Hield and Miles Turner with the Lakers. That would be something great, especially if you can move Malik Beasley, 17th pick, and maybe another player, Mo Bamba, for those two. But, it's going to be very interesting with the Lakers to see if they finally make this trade or see, what the Clippers are going to do. I know everybody in L.A. are going to be looking out because, somebody has to beat Denver. And, L.A. teams are figuring out if that can beat them. And, that's what's going to make tonight so exciting because it's going to be some trades. Will Dame be traded? If Portland decides to keep the number 3 pick and say, hey, we want to get some youth, because, we don't know what's next. Will Dame say, hey, that was it? You didn't trade the third pick. I need to go somewhere where I can have a chance to win. So I'm going to be having my eyes out to see what happened with Dame if the third pick isn't traded. So that's what makes the NBA draft so exciting. That's what makes the NBA offseason so exciting, because anything can happen and anything goes. But I have to take you, and I have to break out myself, because I have to talk about more than sports. I'm more than just a sports guy. I have to talk about so much more. Secret Invasion started up. Disney Plus Wednesday night. Great opening episode. I'm excited to see the next 5, but Samuel Jackson is back on the screen as Nick Fury. This is more of a spy type of show because of the scrolls. I'm loving it. I know all of you Marvel fans are loving it. If you haven't checked it out yet, go and check out Disney Plus's Secret Invasion, another part of the MCU. It looks like it's going to be so dope. I can't wait from 5 weeks from now where I can see them all and be able to talk more to you about Secret Invasions. I'll be checking out movies and shows whenever I do have the time. And a show that continues to blow my mind, and they have brand new episodes, is Black Mirror on Netflix. The show is dynamite. The show is a banger. This show is so trippy. Every time you watch, it just blows you away. And what's so great about this show is if you haven't watched it yet, it doesn't follow any order. Every episode is different. Every episode involves brand new actors or actresses. Every episode is something brand new involving science, technology, murder, all these different things. It just continues to blow my mind. If you haven't checked out any of the new season, go and do so ASAP. If you haven't checked out the show, period, go and check out Black Mirror, because the show is nuts. It's amazing. I love it. Shout out to the creators of Black Mirror. You guys continue to blow my mind. It's nuts, man. But I have to show love to my people. Juneteenth, we celebrated on Monday. Great to see across the country, people celebrating. Great to see here in Los Angeles. I was there at Leimert Park, and I know some nonsense went on and some rumors that was started talking about gunfire, which it wasn't any gunfire. But it was just a great all-around event at Leimert Park. It's always so lovely to see black people come together, dancing, eating great food, buying merch from black-owned businesses, listening to great music. You had some great performances. Wale, Kaylin, for real. You had La Russell out here from the Bay Area. It was so amazing. If you weren't able to attend, whether you're black, white, Asian, Hispanic, alien, whatever, make sure that if you're here in LA, that you mark it on your calendar. Leimert Park next year. So dope. It only continues to get bigger. It went from a small little space in 2021 to where it's taken up so much of Crenshaw in that Leimert Park area. I was blown away by how many people was there. You see some celebrities walking around enjoying it, and I really enjoy myself. It was a dope experience. I'll be back next year. Hopefully, I'll see you there at Leimert Park. We got to talk about some hip-hop stuff, and I wanted to make sure I threw this in because, as you do know, I'm a huge hip-hop fan. I'm on Twitter going back and forth with people about hip-hop takes, and I love to do so. Pusha T just dropped an amazing record, shooting some shots at Jim Jones, who said he's not a top 50 rapper of all time. Really dope. Him and Malice finally on the track, I believe, after 10 years. They're at the Louis Vuitton show there in Paris. Pharrell's first show there. So it was really dope to hear that track. But Andre 3000, he's actually working on a new album. We haven't heard him in, I don't know, it feels like forever when it comes to an album, but we're finally going to get something since the Speaker Box and Love Below, which was Grammy Award winning. We haven't heard an album from 3 Stacks. So hopefully we can get a great album from that guy. One of the greatest to ever do it when it comes to this game of hip hop. It needs to get more love, especially from those there in Atlanta. But I have to talk about hip hop because it's not all peaches and cream. I believe that hip-hop is in a very, very bad place. I believe that the records aren't as fun anymore. It's talking about a lot of the same things, which is death, stealing, murder. Girls are just only talking about pretty much their bodies and things like that. I believe that the art is kind of gone from hip hop. I believe that everybody is only focused about the money. It's about how much money I can make. Can I make this hit TikTok record? It's not about the art. And that's why I don't think we see as many great albums. Yeah, we see some hit songs here and there, little catchy songs, but we haven't really got any great albums other than, you know, the usual few, J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, Drake here and there. But I believe that we have to get back to the focus of the art of hip-hop and rapping and making good music from 1 to 14 or 20, how many ever songs on your album, because albums are what stick around forever. And that's what we want to do. We want more Chronic albums. We want more Doggy Style, Illmatic, Reasonable Doubts, All Eyes on Me, Ready to Die. We want more of those, but it goes back to the art, and people have to focus on that and not just the money, because when you're great, guess what? Money will come to you. So that's it for me. That's it, everybody. I hope you guys enjoyed your draft day, and then, you know, check out the NBA draft, some great baseball that's being played out there, and, you know, enjoy the rest of your weekend, and I will see you next week for your favorite show with yours truly, Mykell Mathieu, for The Breaks. Catch you next week, guys.